Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu. Stop. Why? Loosening the body up.
I can stay behind you.
I call this the zombie.
I've just realised that we could open the door. There's a balcony, but I can't find the key.
Rotating. Through the back, opening and closing the body. Okay, just start with the head, just into the chest. And up. To the left. Right. Here to shoulder. Other side. Just rolling in the front. To the shoulders, just rolling forwards. It's big movement. Backwards. Just moving in a figure of 8 with one side. Whole arm loose. And changing sides. With both, really closing and opening the shoulders. Okay, just for the chest, just press the chest out and close. Press forward and close. And then just in circle, just the chest. Just try and really mobilize this whole area. Big circle. Okay, good to the hips. Nice big circles. You're just closing the pelvis up and then tilting. You're basically tilting down. And really allow the pelvis to do it, not the knees. So just tilting and then just forward and backwards with the hips, alternating. And then up and down, really drawing the hip up. And then with figure of eight, so kind of combining the whole movement. Nice and flexible in the hip. Into the knee. Nice and cool, rolling. And the other way. Just stretching the knees back. And then down. And it comes back. Down. And you come through just opening the knees out. Rolling. A little bit wider, just rocking side to side, the leg. And you're going to hold one side, just roll back. In this case, imagine rather than just tilting to the side, that you actually pull the hip. So the hip that goes to the bent leg, imagine you pulling it back. So the actual the hip of the bent leg is back rather than to the side. So it's as if you're kind of asymmetric. So not just to the side, but to the back. Really feel it here. And try and really create a stretch down this side as well. And then coming back to the center and then do the same thing on the other side. So have the center not just to the side, but to the back with the hip. As if you're pulling this hip away from the bent leg. Good. And then all the way down, keeping the feet flat on the ground. Just as far as you can. And to the other side. And then all the way down, raising the toe up. Changing side. To the center, just spread the legs a little bit further. Press the hips back, and then just walk the hands forward. And really stretch through the shoulders and pull the hips back. In this position, just raise one hand up and stretch up like a windmill. And then go to the opposite side. One more. You walk both hands back so that they're on the same line as the legs. The feet. And then just press the elbows into the ground. Let the head hang loose into the arms. Slowly just coming back. One foot in front of the other. Cranking the back heel down. Stretch all the way up through the back leg. And coming down a little bit more, raising the back heel and then sinking the back knee. Changing sides, a bit deeper. Okay, back to a kind of wider lunge here. The back leg on the ground, just link the fingers up, stretch up, and then over to the side. And just increase the stretch by raising the back heel. Pushing it nice and slowly back. And the same on the other side. The fingers, stretch up, nice deep breath. And start to stretch away from the leg. Start to raise the heel before I see the ball of the foot. Release it. Go a little bit deeper into this stretch. You're going to do the same. Link the fingers, stretch away this way to the left side. Good. Release and then go to the other side. That's deep. Stretch away. Shake the hands out. Down in circles. And legs. And the whole body. Okay, good. Take a Bokken. Okay, nice and slow. Just go straight into the first Suburi. Go to the back. Down. Just go straight into this exercise. So find the cut here, and then really feel you can release through the arms this way. And with no real effect in the rest of the body. So try and really feel that you ground the body, sink the arms fall into this, and then you just release through. You should be really relaxed in this point. Really feel heavy, grounded, just release it. And the hips, the rest of the body, nothing should really have to adjust. Watch if I'm in this kind of position, and then I release, the whole body has to kind of reground. Rebalance. So don't throw the weapon out. Really ground the cut and then just release down. Feel the whole body just drain down. And that draining happens before the cut. Before. Let's try. So really feel like the arms ground into the body. The body grounds first. Okay. Okay, and especially watch the upper back, the chest and the back. So if what I do in this case is push into it with the chest, as I release, the chest starts to come back to a kind of natural position, natural length through the body. So, and this is the body just coming back into balance. And try and use that kind of adjustment and try and not make that crunch in the body, especially in the upper body. So allow the upper body to be long. And as you release, there's no sense of the body wanting to come back into extension because it's already got the length. So especially this part, really try and avoid this kind of crunching with the upper body. As I release the arms, the body comes back into this kind of extension. So just look to use the first motion, really feel this kind of extension through the body, and then keep it as you go through it. So this whole area through the cut is open. Open and relaxed, then extended. And then as you come down, it just stays the same. Okay, so just look for this cut, especially the chest area. Keep this open, extended. You can do this two ways, by really emphasizing the back, which is what we do a lot, or you can really emphasize the length through the shoulders. So you can do this in two ways, back and the length in the shoulders. All the time you want to keep this kind of length. This is one of the hardest directions to look at, the length and the really sense of extension through the shoulders. Look at it. So allow the hip to flex without the shoulders curling. Good. That's better. Good, Rob. Good, good, good. Good. There we go. There we go. Good. Good, good. Good, good. And then keeping the sense of relaxed, solid, all the directions in order, in fully extended. Just now look for a sense of much more flexible cut. Go in and really ground the body. Finish the cut into the ground. Really now look for something much more flexible in the connection. You want something flexible but really stable at the same time. Just look for it. just get really a handle on the timing and the the feeling in the body. Just use the sword like this, so don't forget about it as a cut, and just raise up here, and then just sink the body down. You can see the sword comes after the body, so the body sinks and draws the sword down, and the sword should feel that it just slots in. So this is also to get away from the idea of pushing with the arm, or the feeling of pushing out with the hands. So really just get a sense of the sword being dragged down, and it just comes to a finish here. So just a kind of natural extension, and this. So there's really clearly a feeling like the sinking of the body brings down the sword. Really exaggerated, just so you can get a feeling for the connection. And this comes down. Let's give it a try. It's a really simple exercise. Yeah, good. Okay, good. So you also reveal, when you do this kind of simpler exercise, you also reveal patterns that you're using. So one of them is to do this, and then push out with the arms, and push out. And this is like this with the sword, coming down and then pushing out with the sword. So try and avoid especially this one. So really don't push it. Just have the sense the focus is actually in the elbows, not in the hands and the sword. So really get a sense without pushing at all. Just sink down. Just sink down. But don't come down and then push out with the body. That's good. Good. Okay, this is actually also about the relationship I have with the sword as well, or with the stick, with the object. Really feel that you're underneath it. So when you drop down, the feeling's that you're actually underneath the sword here, but not that I'm on top of it this way. So it's really a different kind of relationship. It's the same with the sword. I can have the feeling like I'm on top of the sword, pushing it, or I can have the sense that I'm actually underneath it. So the cut should feel, I actually want to feel like I'm underneath the sword. So just change the relationship with the sword. Basically means I'm underneath it, but not on top of it. Yeah, this is really a different kind of feeling. Better. Good. Nice. Good. Good. There we go. Good. 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 And then just go back to the sword, the hands on the sword in the grip, and just go back to this kind of motion. So coming here and just slicing through. So keeping this feeling really that center presses through, and you're just really looking for a clean arc now through the body this way. So really trying to avoid kind of coming here and pushing out. So there's no sense of pushing out, just really find the arc through the body. You want to really link the center to the tip of the sword. So really one line through the body. This is really why we use the Shomanuchi as well, the straightest cut you can make. And the relationship between the center and the center line is really clear. Let's find that kind of slicing. Basically an arc with the whole body. And try and keep this relationship of being, or feeling underneath, being really underneath the sword. Nice. Okay, and the feeling of being underneath matters for both sides, so the raise and the cut. So if I'm really working with the feeling of being on top of it, not intentionally, but if I'm working with the feeling of being on top of the sword, as I raise it, I'll do this with the arms automatically. because I'm working in this area. Yeah. But if I'm working with the lower body, really with the feeling of being underneath the sword, the lower body will raise the sword. So just really try and change this relationship. Really get the sense that the upper body and that I'm below the sword, underneath the sword. This. So again, just really try and change this relationship. It looks the same, but feels totally different. This way. Especially now on the raise. So as you sink into the ground, really keep this feeling below the sword. And the big tell is also that I do this with the hand. Just watch this. If I do this, and then the sword comes up. But really get a sense that the body's going to raise the sword. The body's raising the sword. So rather than this, try and get a sense that you're doing this, but not this. Yeah? Try not to do this in two pieces. So really get a sense that the whole body raises the sword. And the whole body slices through. That's it. Good. Got it. Great. And then just go back to the cut. So a really full, strong, focused cut. Just really try and keep the sense of the body grounding underneath the sword. Oh. Good. Okay. Nice. Great. Okay, good. We just got to number 5, but just releasing through the cut. So just on the spot, and then just release through it. Again, really trying to keep this feeling of being underneath. Drawing the weapon down. Yeah. Good. And then just coming into the focus, so rolling through and really focusing this way. Yeah, you really get the feel that the body's grounding and then the cut. Body grounds, cut. Body grounds, cut. And now working with a really clear Yoko Menuchi. This way. do that. Wait. Oops. Okay, and especially now with this one, just be really careful in the Yokonuchi. You don't initiate the cut again with the arms. So if I go with the arms will start to kind of arc away from the body. So I try and do the cut with the arms. So the arms kind of start to take over. And then what I'm doing is basically working off the center. And then I'm at the side of the body and the arms are kind of swinging through. Really get a sense that the change is actually with the hip arcing through. And you're still working on the center line. So the Yokonuchi is not off the body this way. So it's not off my body. So I don't use this kind of pattern of movement, but use the center line of the body and then arc the hip away. The center line, arc the hip away. So it still uses the center line, just the relationship with the center is a bit different this way. But really allow yourself to center the cut to the top of the head, and then allow the hip to change. Hip to change, but it's not in the arms this way. Not in the arms, in the body and the hip. Just make it really clear. That's it. Nice, nice, nice. Good. And then just with steps, just going to do 2 cuts. So from the right side, step in cut, fully ground it, and then roll into the next move. Come to here. Just 2 moves. Just ground each cut. So roll in. Feel really still, comfortable, and then just roll into the next movement. This way. Come back. Really connect. Oh. H. H. Oh. H. Oh. Just in a space. Okay, and work on the connection on the second cut. Again, if I'm working with the arms, what tends to happen is the arms come and then the body follows. But really just get a sense that the body presses through and releases the arms. So the movement of the arms is going to be released by the center, by the work of the lower body. So get this feeling again, staying underneath the sword and cutting through here. But really get the sense that the body's pushing through and this raises the sword. So this cuts into this feeling. So feel the whole body releases and moves forward. And this is what releases the arms to cut. But not starting in the arms and then the body comes through. Yeah, so try and feel this the whole body just presses forward. And the organization is center first. Center first. And cutting through. This way. It should feel really relaxed but heavy as well. Good. That's it, that's it. Good. Okay, good. And then just work with them together flexibly. So what you're going to do now is curve and go straight into the next one. So, and this is really a different footwork. So with the back foot, now you don't fully ground it. Then the other one kind of fully ground and then release into the next one. Now in the case of the back foot of the right leg, just press into the ball of the foot and then kind of bounce out of the cut this way. So you round through the cut, but flexibly. So just now like this. So really making the hips work. It's also to do with the timing of the cut and into the next one as well. So just work on this. And really stay centered and balanced through the movements. Oh. Okay, good. And try and avoid kind of shortening the movement out. So in this case, try and avoid this way, where the sword's kind of in the front. So still try and really locate the back of the body. And the sword's really going to be flexible as well. So allow the sword to really move around. So the sword's passing in these directions this way, but not in these directions this way. So it's not a kind of hacking movement. It's really a striking, cutting movement. So this. I really need the full range of motion in the sword to deliver the weight. So allow the sword to really move around the body and still centered in the core. So still tricky to keep it slow, but really full, big movements. Good. Good. Okay, good. And we're going to number 7. In this case, nice and simple, just cutting with a yokomen right side, and then just coming through. Just really working on the coordination. So the hips into the hands, hips into the hands. Nice and simple. Nice shortened version of number 7. Oh. Nice basic form, really grounding the body. Oh. Oh. There we go. And in this case, really just work on the rotation from the hip. So this movement, and really allow the hip to rotate and roll through. And what I want to avoid is just working the hips in a kind of flat way, this way. Where I've basically got this kind of relationship this way. You can see from the side like this. What I really want to be in this position here. So it's really a sense of coiling into the body. So cut through and then really coil the body through the movement this way. So the back's extending, but it's not being pulled forward. The back hip's not being pulled forward this way. It's really sinking back. You've got this kind of position and not this kind of position. So really allow the body to fully spiral down. Finish really in a different position than a cut. Oh. Yes. Very good. Nice. Okay, and just watch the position of the hand when you're in this position. When you go into the thrust, be careful of being in this kind of position, in this position, where you're basically kind of off the body. So there's a kind of kink through the body in this way. Try and feel that this arm really extends through the sword. So it's really this kind of position. So there's a full rotation with the sword this way. But I want to be in this kind of position. This is basically where there's a basic kink through the system. I really try and feel that you extend out and then press through this way. So you're really fully going into this kind of position. You feel the whole line of the body joins the sword. This way, and not this way. I'm basically pushing through with a kind of with a kink through the arm. So just really feel that you join the movement of the ski this way. So this whole line of the body right into the back and into the back leg is really one thing. Okay, good. That's it. Yeah, good. Good. Nice. And then just go to the set. So combining movement 5 and 7. You start on the left side, cut through, cut on the right, and then thrust through on the left. This way. So just a short set. Starting right side, left side yokomen, right side yokomen, and left leg. Oh. 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 Good. And again, just trying this in a kind of flexible way. So you're just going to flow through the move. Again, keeping the same structure. So not fully grounding the back foot. Just pressing into this way. Okay. So just try these 3 moves together. So 1, 2, 3. And just fluidly flow them together. And really focusing on the hip work. Foot, feet work, footwork, hip work. Off. Oh, and very nice. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're just finished with a set of movements, just a combination. So, you're starting right side, then you come back to Jodan Kamai. Cut down on the right side. Now from here to the left, you're coming. And then you're gonna slice to the back, spiral to the back here. Cut down right side, just in here. And just go that far, so just like this. You roll back here, Jodan Kamai. Right side, you're coming. Left side, you're coming. Turn to the back with a slide. Cut on the right. Here, to the left. Try it together. Goes like this. Goes. Ich. Ni. Sa. Shi. Go. 6 movements. Ich. Ni. Sa. Shi. Go. On. Yeah. Ich. Ni. Sa. Shi. Go. On. Okay, go ahead, just in your own time. Nice and easy. Okay, just watch the rotation. When you do the spiral, so you're in this position. What I don't do is just kind of rotate with the sword, kind of stiff. And the other thing I don't do is kind of come to this position and then push it out this way. This is really caused by a spiral from the body, so the hips are going to spiral in this way. You do this really slow, but just feel that the connection's very flexible. So this spirals to this. But basically, I don't want to have a rigid extension. Basically, the arms are like this, and I don't have a feeling of pulling the arms into the body and then pushing them out. In this case, I really want the extension to be flexible and fluid. So rolling this way, rolling this way. So this way of using the extensions is the same as we use all the time. This sense of it fully extended but flexible. It's a slightly more complicated way of finding it. We just look for that kind of flexible extension. See it?
Michael,
Yeah,
would you mind doing it facing the camera, please?
sure. From the front, this way.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Let's see. Here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you.
Right. Got it. Give it time. Good.
Michael,
Yeah.
can you do that rotation again? Do you go straight to the back or do you go, sorry, when you finish the rotation, do you finish the slice to your front, to the front of you? Do you go to
Yeah,
the
to the
side?
front. Yeah, it's this way here and then this way. So this way. What I don't do is fully over this way. The feeling in this case is like this straight through, but with that
Brilliant.
go this. So it's really like a slice to the front, this position, and then this position that way.
Okay, thank you.
There we go. Okay, we'll finish it off. So in this case, I'm going to say, roll to the back comes here, cut, slice, strike, right. Now from here, a full rotation, sending the back leg here, and come into this position. So go block, and then we just finish with a slice, coming forward this way. So now you just add from the thrust, roll up into it. Keep the same kind of sense of flexible connection here, and then follow through this way. So you've got the cut, thrust 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll try together. So just in time goes itch, knee, sound, roll, into the back, 6, and then cutting 8. Yeah. Itch, knee, sound, she, go, rock, 6, hatch, again, itch, knee, sound, she, go, rock, 6, hatch, again, itch, knee, sound, she, 4, 5, 6. Good, just in your own time. Give it a try. Nice. Okay, for the block, when you make this rotation to your here, have the sense you're really going to protect yourself with this part of the Bokken. So this part's really going to protect the head this way, which means I'm really at an angle this way. And then the cut's coming in this way. So feel that you're going to kind of deflect a blow this way. But in this case, it's not like this, kind of to the front, forward. So get a feeling of really protecting the head, which means that this part of the sword is actually lined up with the center of the head. So that's the part that's going to protect it. I don't want the hand close, and I don't want this hand close either. I don't want to be in these kind of positions. I want to be in this kind of position. So really imagine that the in between the hands, the two hands, this part is going to make contact with the sword to block this way. And it's really going to protect the head at an angle. In this position. This position. Really imagine something's coming towards the head. Block it this way. And strike through this way. Okay, give it a try. Just look for the right position with the block. Nice. Nice. Oh. 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 Nice, nice, nice. Good. Okay, we'll stop there. Good. Hey. どうもありがとうございます。
どうも、ありがとうございました。